Good morning, YouTube. It's Barbara Jean. I'm a bit throaty today. Um, got a few things I want to talk about. Got my cup of tea. This one says joy. Or should I go like this? I need some joy today because I tell you, the things I've got to talk about today are not fun. Anyway, let me just read a couple verses today. The first one I want to read is in Revelations chapter 18. And this is Babylon's iniquity, chapter 18, verse 4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, Come out of her, my people, that ye may not be partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not her plague. For her sins have reached unto heaven, and God hath remembered her iniquities. Reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her double according to her works. In the cup which she has filled, it hath filled to her double. How much she hath glorified herself, and lived deliciously, so much torment and sorrow give her. For she saith in her heart, I sit as queen, and am no widow, and shall not see sorrow. Therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire. For strong is the Lord who judgeth her. The next verse I want to read is in Ecclesiastes, the last couple of verses, chapter 12, verse 13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear God and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. For God shall bring every work into judgment, and every secret thing, whether it be good or whether it be evil. Another verse I want to read is, this is John talking to the Pharisees and Sadducees at the Jordan River. And it says, starting at chapter 3, verse 7. But when he saw the Pharisees and the Sadducees come to his baptism, he said unto them, O generation of vipers, who hath warned you to flee from the wrath to come? Bring forth therefore fruit meet for repentance, and think not to say within yourselves, We have Abraham as our father. For I say unto you that God is able from these stones to raise up children unto Abraham. And now also the axe is laid unto the root of the trees. Therefore every tree which bringeth not good fruit is hewn down and cast into the fire. And I think, is that the last one I wanted to read? I think that was the last one I wanted to read. Okay. Anyway, what I wanted to talk about today was some observances that I have lately. And I guess the reason why I'm thinking about it is because of this cough that I have, and I'm not the only one with the cough. There are several people I know personally who are having troubles breathing. In the last few years, they've really a lot of respiratory problems, and myself personally, I've had respiratory problems, particularly when it hasn't rained for such a long time. The chemtrails start to build up, and you start to breathe in these chemicals. And I noticed when I cough, and I've been coughing a lot lately, is that there's metal in my mouth, the taste of metal. Um, but anyway, yeah, I just one of the observances I think about, is how many billions of dollars does this cost these governments to spray us every single solitary day? It must cost billions of dollars every day to spray us as intensely as they are, and they are spraying us intently. I work with a woman who looks up optimistically into the sky every day and says, "Oh, look, there's clouds. It's going to rain." And I keep saying to her, it's amazing how stubborn some people can be. I said, those are not real clouds. Those are artificial clouds. These are man-made clouds. There's no rain in them. These clouds are not coming in from the ocean. These are clouds that are manufactured by man, and there's no rain in them. Here in Vancouver, we have a nickname for our city. We call it Vancouver, but you can't call it Vancouver anymore because in the last 3 months we haven't had any measurable rain, which is extremely unusual. And if you look at the satellite pictures, it doesn't even look like it's going to rain for the next month, 2 weeks to a month, who knows how long. When rain stops falling, that's judgment, people. That is a definite sign of judgment. We are in judgment. Um, People's gardens, they can't keep up with the watering because it just is so dry. We had a little teeny weeny bit of rain a couple of days ago, but nothing measurable. Uh, Things are very bad. I take my dogs to the dog park every now and then, and there's a huge field. In the last few years, there used to be geese that used to fly in every year and land there around this time of year, and you'd see these lovely Canadian geese all over this field, eating on the slugs and the worms. I haven't seen them for at least 2, 3 years. No geese. Uh, this last year, um, well, in the dog park that I take my dogs, there's at least 6 huge, massive oak trees, full of acorns every year. And normally the dogs go ballistic when they see the squirrels jumping from one branch to the next branch to the next branch. This year, no squirrels. Not saying that all the squirrels in Vancouver are gone, but I'm just saying in this park, there used to be dozens of squirrels just having a heyday on these acorns. Not this year. I haven't seen one squirrel. Strange. Birds used to be covering these fields first early in the morning. This huge soccer field, early in the morning, birds everywhere, flying. You hardly ever see a bird anymore. And I take the dogs to the park, and I can sit there for an hour and not see one single bird flying around. Around this time of year, BC doves are just flocking to this park by the hundreds. This year, I saw 12. We're in judgment. It's time we wake up to that fact. We are in judgment. The world is in judgment. When it stops raining, definite sign of drought. When you see the birds disappearing and wildlife disappearing, it's definitely a sign of judgment. Anyway, very depressing, but at the same time, very hopeful because we know that in these times, that's just the return of Christ. He said, when you see all these things happen, know that his return is near. So I'm trying to be optimistic, even though, I got this terrible cough that never seems to want to go away, and people are experiencing dizziness and all kinds of different problems, health problems because of this. They must be telling these government officials, oh, it's for your own good. We're doing this for your protection. I can't imagine why they would allow our skies to be constantly sprayed 24/7, it seems. Um, Except they've been lied to by our government officials. Oh, we're doing it for your own good. Hmm. Well, anyway, I had a couple of very bizarre dreams. One dream was very clear. Another dream I didn't quite understand. But I'm going to present them to you anyway. One dream was about being rounded up for FEMA camps, and we're all herded into these buses and vehicles and put into fenced areas, and we were all waited to go in trains to be carted off to FEMA camps, and people didn't realize that. They thought they were just being rounded up for their own protection. They were told, you're going to be relocated because it's for your own safety. And I said no. And I was telling people in these camps, I said, no, we're being rounded up for FEMA camps for our destruction. And they couldn't believe it. And they said, no, they're doing this to protect us. No, they're taking us to FEMA camps. And anyway, I said the reason they can do this is because we're all so diverse. There's no unity. We are so, what's the word, divide and conquer. I think that's what Satan has done to our nations. He's divided and conquered us. Division, there's no unity, so he's able to do whatever he wants. This is what I was trying to explain to the people in this camp in this dream. Another dream I had was a very odd, bizarre dream, which I don't understand. Maybe someone out there could understand it, but it was about, I heard, I must declare Prague, which I have no idea. I know Prague is a city in Czechoslovakia, which was once part of the Soviet Union, and what before that was a major city of arts and economy a couple of 100 years ago. But other than that, I don't know. But I did hear I must declare Prague, and I had a very strange dream about this count and countess who live in a hotel who were constantly ordering food for a huge party in this hotel that they were living in, but never fulfilled never had the party, basically. Um, and so in this dream, I was told to fulfill the dream, fulfill the party, basically, um, to go in and order this party and pay for it, and then have this counting countess come in as the host and hostess, but they were actually guests at this party. So I don't know what that means. But anyway, it was I must declare Prague. That's what I heard. So anyway, I'm just gonna leave it at that. Just realize, people, we're in judgment. This is it. This has to be the season of the return of Christ, because I've never seen so much craziness in my whole life. The news is just full of nutty stories, things that you just can't believe. Earthquakes everywhere. We're in drought here in Vancouver and in Canada. We're in drought in the major areas. Um, it's never not rained for a full 3 months like this, and no measurable rain on the way. It's very odd. But anyway, I just thought I share the joy, share the joy today, and just keep in mind, keep your eyes looking up. The Lord is returning very, 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 very soon, and it can't be soon enough for me. I can tell you that right now. I'm ready to go home. God bless you all, and have a great day.